In this question, you will read a short passage, listen to a talk, and answer a question about them. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response. Read a passage about relict behaviors from a biology textbook. You will have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
Relic behavior. In general, animals act in ways that help them to survive within their specific habitat. However, sometimes an animal species might display a behavior that no longer serves a clear purpose. The original purpose for the behavior may have disappeared long ago. Even thousands of years before, these behaviors, known as relic behaviors, were useful to the animal when the specific habitat was different, but now, because of changed conditions, the behavior no longer serves its original purpose. Leftover from an earlier time, the behavior remains as a relic or remnant long after the environment circumstance that influenced this evolution has vanished.
Now listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Okay, so a good example of this, found right here in North America, is something an animal called the American pronghorn does. Pronghorns, as you may know, are a kind of deer-like animal. They live out on the open, grassy plains, somewhat in the middle of North America. And they are super fast. Pronghorns are, in fact, noted for being the fastest animal in the Western Hemisphere. Once a pronghorn starts running, zoom! None of its present-day predators, like the bobcat or coyote, can even hope to catch up with it. It's off in a flash. Okay, so why then do pronghorns run so fast? That's the question. Well, it turns out that quite a long time ago, I'm talking tens of thousands of years, things on the grassy plains used to be very different for the pronghorns. Because back then, lions used to live on the plains, chasing and preying upon the pronghorns. And lions, of course, are a very swift-moving mammal, much faster than the bobcat or coyote or other predators that you find on the plains today. But now, however, lions are all extinct in North America. They're no longer a predator of the pronghorn. Tens of thousands of years ago, though, the lions were there, chasing the pronghorns. So, back then, the pronghorn's speed was critical to its survival.
Using the example of the pronghorn and lion, explain the concept of a relict behavior. Begin speaking after the beep.
Relic behavior means an animal still does something that was useful long ago but not useful now. The professor talked about the American pronghorn. This animal runs very fast, faster than any of its enemies today, like a coyote or bobcat. A long time ago, there were lions in North America that hunted the pronghorn. The lions were very fast, so the pronghorn had to run quickly to stay alive, but now the lions are gone in North America, so the pronghorn doesn't need to run that fast anymore. Its speed is a relic behavior from the past.
In this question, you will listen to part of a lecture and answer a question about it. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response. Listen to part of a lecture in a business class.
People who are likely to buy a company's product are called target customers. And these target customers influence a company's marketing strategy. In order to develop a marketing strategy, a company will look at certain characteristics of the target customers to decide when and where to advertise, so that they'll reach the target customers most effectively. I'd like to talk to you today about two characteristics of target customers that can influence marketing strategy, specifically age and geographic location of the target customers. Say a company makes toy cars. Who are its target customers? Kids, right? So if the company wants to make sure its television advertising reaches its target customers, it'd want to advertise during times when kids are actually watching television, like during children's television shows. That way, it can make sure that kids see the advertisements. And that way, the company would get people in that age group to go buy toy cars, or to ask their parents to buy them at least. Now, another important characteristic to consider is geographic location, places where the company's target customers live. Think about a company that makes boats. Its target customers are people who own homes near oceans or lakes, places where they can use boats. After all, people who don't live near water don't have much use for boats. So by placing advertisements on signs along the road or on television in cities and towns that are near oceans or lakes, the company would be more likely to reach the target customers for its boats and sell more of them as a result.
Using points and examples from the lecture, explain how the characteristics of target customers influence marketing strategy for products. Begin speaking after the beep.
The lecture explained that a company's marketing plan depends on the people who will buy the product, like their age and where they live. For example, if a company makes toys car, it should show commercial during children's TV program because kids like to play with them. Another example is a company that makes both in should show commercial in place near the sea or lake, where people can use both, so when the company knows who will buy its product, it can tell people better and sell more.